Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful evening. I'll try not to keep you too long. I do have a video. I'm going to do a live tomorrow. I've invited Victoria. I'm going to send her the link tonight. We're going to try to do it around 12:30 tomorrow. So that gives you an idea. 12:30 my time, Central Standard Time. So it's probably like 6 or 7 o'clock p.m. your time. I'm going to do 2 videos tonight. I just want to talk about where the gruesome twosome are as far as their celebrity status, their brand status, their popularity as a whole, and just how these two are they trying to dig themselves out of a hole, or are they just pushing forward with the go on? And I honestly think that they're just pushing on with the go on. I don't think that they really care about other people's feelings and thoughts and how they feel. All they want to do is get their stuff out and try to be famous. And unfortunately, Meghan has missed that opportunity. She missed the opportunity when she went on the Oprah show trying to call the family racist. Now she's trying to come out with her branding. Okay. But I remember a long time ago when she told Oprah that it didn't make sense for her to be branding herself. And she's doing exactly that. She told Oprah on Oprah's couch. She says, Oprah, what sense does that make that I would be trying to brand myself? I was committed to being his wife. I was committed to all of this other stuff. I wasn't committed to branding myself, making scam jam, and nutty biscuits for dogs in a cooking show with some strawberries. She's on she's in a, I was just on POV's channel. Andrew saw Meghan on there cutting some strawberries. I don't know what planet she's on. I don't know what earthling she's at or whatever, but I'm just wanting to know, do she realizes that her reputation is non-refundable? Non-refundable. I mean, doesn't exist. It is one of those popularities that is thrown in the garbage and people have spoken and it's over. You'll never be able to get back the love of the people. You have a window of opportunity to do it, and her window of opportunity have closed. I had a really lovely time on the live the other day. I think I did a 3-hour live. It was a long live, and some of you said that you don't watch my videos anymore because it's a long video. I understand. But when the video is good and you're having a really great conversation with your subscribers and the people that you become very friends with and have a relationship with, you want to hang out and spend time with them. And it is up to you guys to watch it or not. It is definitely up to you if you want to sit through hours of me chit-chatting. But to those that do, here we go. We're going to start off with the Mimi song. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. One more time. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. Oh, yeah. Somebody said, can you sing? No, doesn't sound like it. Of course I can't sing. No kapook. I have some rhythm though. I can dance, but I can't get on no tune. Maybe if I had lessons when I was a baby.
some royal news now, and new reports suggest that Prince Harry is lonely in California and he's considering returning to Britain despite a seismic falling out with his father and his brother.
But the question we're asking...
Wait a minute. Word on the street is that Harry is lonely and missing his family. What family is that, Harry? Is it the new one in Montecito with the celebrities? Or is it your royal family, the real deal, the people you pretty much kicked out of your life, called them racist, wrote about them in a book? But now you're ready to go home? I heard Prince William was held to the gnaw about it. He's like, he cannot come back into this royal fold. He is not welcome back up in here. And if he is, he's going to be ostracized because of the stuff that he has done. Unfortunately, Meghan and Harry has brought them on themselves. And Meghan played the game. And the game is to trash the royal family, some kind of way, make amends. I don't think Meghan was ever trying to make amends. I think she's jealous of the royal family and Catherine all the way to the bank. But Harry's lonely. We've heard this before. He's lonely. What are you lonely for, Harry? Are you lonely for your wife to be a wife to you? Are you lonely for friendship? Are you lonely from your brotherly love, fatherly love? Not the one that was talking about he was on his freedom flight. My freedom flight. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. No, you were going to your gilded cage. When you stepped over into the United States with your Jezebel, you stepped on the wrong side. The wrong side. He was where he should have been. And now his wife of branding and nutty buddies and jelly bellies, it's not going to work out. She failed at it. This venture of hers will fail. It will falter. Her nutty buddy jam-a-thon thing that she has going on, unfortunately, will fail. And she owes it all to herself. And Harry, you the one said that everybody was messing with your wife, so you had to hurry up and come to the United States because everybody was after your girl, Meghan. Everybody, the news, your entire family, her entire family, people on the street. Let's continue.
Asking this morning is whether Meghan would come with her Prince Charming or whether Harry would
with her Prince Charming. No, she is not going to get on no plane and take those kids over there to see their grandfather and their relatives. No, the relationship is over. It's broken into bits and pieces. And so there's no longer any substance there. And so Harry is being ostracized, kicked to the curb. William wants nothing to do with this traitor. Would you? And will Meghan go to the UK? Hell no, she's not going because she's not going to take the kids. Okay? If she was going to take the kids, she would go. And Harry can't take the kids with him because she won't let him. It's like, no, you're not taking my kids. She's got a good grip on them. And so Harry feeling lonely, wouldn't it be nice if he could run home with the kids and take a nanny with him, leave Jezebel here at home to fend for herself, to brand herself? Because that's what she's been doing, is branding. I need to brand myself, Harry. I can't be over there visiting your family. I'm in the middle of branding myself. Did you see my Nutty Buddy that just came out? Did you see my Jamathon that just came out? no, Harry, I got to stay here and work on me. And Harry's like, look, we've been working on you for 6 years and we still haven't accomplished anything. We're not getting anywhere. The wheels aren't turning. The people are not. We're going to talk about several things tonight. We're going to talk about her popularity, how her branding is not doing well, how their finances has been put on hold. And when I say put on hold, I mean no one's giving them money in deals. We're going to talk about how they have no friendships. Hollywood has spit them out. It's over. It's over. It's really nothing else to really talk about other than, okay, so she's coming out with a cookbook and she's coming out with a whole brandathon in a minute. She's been taping and she's got all this stuff that's going to make us feel. I don't know how jam and dog biscuits is going to make me feel anything. No, you're desperate. She's desperate. She's desperate for money. She's desperate for fame. And she's desperate for, and I'm going to say it again, fortune. She's desperate. She wants it all, but unfortunately, she played the wrong hand. Let's see what they're saying about her.
Be more welcome here if he came solo.
Like Kinsey, we'll go to Kinsey Schofield live.
More welcome here if he came. Meghan would come with her Prince Charming, or whether Harry would perhaps be more welcome here if he came solo.
Like Kinsey, we'll go to Kinsey Schofield live now in LA. Kinsey, we've got lots of time to talk about this and speculate this. We've got about 6 minutes or so to talk. But what's behind all of this? Where are these thoughts coming from?
They're coming from royal author Hugo Vickers. And I don't know if you're familiar with Mr. Vickers, but he's written over 30 books about the British royal family. And he told The Sun that Prince Harry will ultimately return to the UK with his tail between his legs. He described the Duke of Sussex as angry and says Harry is
going to be running back home with his tail between his legs. His head between his legs or his tail between his legs. One of the two. Harry is not going to be running home going nowhere because there's no home to go to. It's a kaput, finished, done deal. There's nothing to run home to. William doesn't want to see him. Catherine is not feeling well and going through her chemo. And so is Prince Charles. And the kids, they don't know Harry anymore. They don't know Uncle Harry. Uncle Harry who? Harry and Meghan brought this badness on themselves. They can't get deals. They don't have any friends in Hollywood. Their families have kicked them to the curb. Their relationship is on the rocks. Harry's not happy. That's not being happy. Happy is not having to wake up and worry about what bill you got to pay today. He had that. Harry had a life where he didn't have to worry about paying bills and worry about his car breaking down and getting a new car and all this stuff he's got to do now as a non-royal. But the grass is greener on the other side. How did she convince you of that? I wonder how Meghan convinced Harry of convinced Harry of actually coming to America to start branding his wife. Someone, maybe me. All right, let's see.
genuinely petrified of losing his wife, Meghan Markle. When asked his prediction,
He's terrified of losing his wife. To who, Kinsley? Who is Harry going to lose his wife to? To a billionaire? To the celebrities? To some other guy? She's not going to lose. He's not going to lose his wife because he never had her. They never had this lovable, kind, gentle fairy tale of a wedding, a fairy tale of a life, fairy tale of, oh, me and my husband are doing great today. No, that relationship has been in the toilet and it's been gone because Meghan has been competing with her husband since she came on the scene. She thinks that he's a threat. Of course he's a threat to her because he's the royal. As soon as they get a divorce, Meghan will become obsolete after the divorce. She's not going to be this big hero that makes it or becomes something after this. I don't see it happening. I don't see this big Netflix company coming to swoop and save Meghan and give her a big deal. And what deal would that be? What went wrong? Is that the story she gonna tell next? Is what went wrong in the relationship? Everything went wrong. And Harry is obsessed with her. There's a difference between being in love and obsessed with someone. And when you're obsessed with someone, you are no longer really functioning in the relationship. Your partner is controlling the relationship. You're going to do whatever that person says and follow their lead and so on and so on. Because number one, Harry is scared he may leave. She may leave him if he doesn't do what she says. But at some point, Harry, when are you going to man up and stop allowing this woman to dictate to you how you're going to live the rest of your life and your kids? Because right now it's centered around branding her and coming out with her jamathon. So your jam is more important than your husband, more important than your kids, more important than your family, more important to anything in the world right now. Meghan it's about her. It's the Mimi show. What other show is it? It's all about Meghan. It's all about her and what she wants to achieve and what's going to come after she gets through branding herself over the Nutty Buddy.
predictions for where Harry and Meghan will be in the next 20 years. Vickers told The Sun, I think he'll come home, explaining, I think Harry will come home. And if he comes home, we must be very nice to him because he won't particularly want to. He's quite angry,
Okay. So some idiot, I'm not going to call him an idiot, but I just don't believe Harry is coming home. He's not leaving his kids. That's just not going to happen. He's not leaving his kids. He's staying there with the kids. As far as the relationship goes between Harry and Meghan, it's a non-existing relationship. You can tell the way they walk, talk, and communicate with each other, how that there's a distance. Let's continue.
That he would be coming home solo. Vickers also said that Prince Harry looks.
If Harry does come home, he's only going to be there for a few minutes and come on back and rush back to his Jezebel. Rush back to this. Wow, you really got yourself a winner, Harry. You really got you someone that you should go home and be proud of. No, Harry, this woman has convinced you that everybody in her life and in your life needs to be thrown in the garbage. And then after that, it's just you and her against the world. I don't know how that is possible. That you can have, I just don't know how that's possible. How you can throw people away, throw everything away, try to start over, and think us as a community is going to say, well, she needed to throw all them people away and let's move on. Let's see what they're going to do. That's the Sussex Squad. Because they truly believe that she's successful in some weird way. They think she's some kind of goddess. They think she's an influencer. They believe that she went over there to help the queen for real. No, she was never intending to help with the monarchy and be a part of something bigger than herself. As Chris Rock said, is it not Chris Rock, not Chris Tucker, it's Ice Cube. He said you can do more in the house than out the house. And since Meghan is out of the house, there's nothing she can do to change anything. And she's not about changing anything of the world. She's about changing herself, making herself look better, getting her own promotions, getting her own deals, putting Harry's aside. Since Harry don't know what the hell he's doing in Hollywood, Meghan's going to take over and be his shine. She's gonna make all the money. Yeah, right. She's gonna make the money and Harry's gonna stay at home with the kids. Meghan doesn't respect her husband. She doesn't care about him. She has no feelings for him. He is like a fly on the wall. And Harry just goes along with it. It's really pathetic to watch this man wither away by this woman.
Slightly petrified of Meghan Markle, and that King Charles has left the door wide open for Harry's return. And that King Charles has left the door wide open, petrified of Meghan Markle, and that he would be coming home solo. Vickers also said that Prince Harry looks slightly petrified of Meghan Markle, and that King Charles has left the door wide open.
He's scared of Meghan. And so since he's scared of her, his father has left the door wide open so he can come home. I wouldn't be surprised if Harry is scared of Meghan. Shoot, I'm scared of her. She is ruthless. She is beyond repair. She is one of those people that will take from you and you turn around and your whole world is crashing down. Like, what the hell did just happen to me? Because you can name anyone from their past and they can tell you the story, the saga of being Markled. Yes, he's scared of her. He's frightened by her. He is intimidated by her. He's just downright scared, intimidated, trying to figure out how the hell he got himself into this mess of a woman. Someone that doesn't love him and care about him at all. She's watching him wither away. And you can't tell me they're not arguing every second, every moment, every minute of the day. Because she's just not getting her way. Things ain't going good over there in Montecito. Name one thing that's good. Is it the award? That's even having its ugly backlash. You're going to get an award from a war veteran that is considered a hero because he gave up his life to serve his country. And Harry gave up his life for his Jezebel. He did. He decided to give up everything for Meghan. And for what? It'd be different if she was coming over here doing something positive or doing something great, or was going to actually truly do something well for the Commonwealth, at least be a part of it, a contributor. No, Harry. Meghan was never going to hit the ground running. She was never going to be this darling sweetheart from America. Okay. No, you accidentally picked you some bad fruit, a rotten apple, and all the rest of the fruit in there is bad too. So you got to throw it all out. You can't save any of the apples or the grapes. You can't save anything from Meghan. She has taken Harry's life. Me and Mia was talking on my live the other day, and hello, Mia, if you're out there. How Harry became a traitor. And she said she almost feels sorry for Harry. We both do. Because in the end, he will suffer the most. Not Meghan, not the kids, Harry. He will suffer the most. He is going through and will continue to go through hell on earth and think that this is what marriage is about, having someone tell you what to do 24 hours a day. Have someone treat you like you're not worthy and then treat your friends and family the same way. And Harry, you never even met her father. That's just like not talking to him at all. Have they ever had a conversation? I was listening to Thomas Jr. the other day, and he was saying something about forgiveness. He said that was telling us, his subscribers, he was telling his subscribers, his followers, I should say, that pretty much to forgive people and don't hold grudges. Then he flipped it around and said, be kind to your family members and stuff. Then he said something about how he wasn't getting along with his own kids, his own children, and that he never would, as if there was something really bad that happened to the point where there's no forgiveness there. I'm finding it hard to believe for you to be giving me advice about, giving me some advice about forgiveness. It's got to go both ways. If Meghan decided to apologize for the crap that she's created in our society, then those other people would be willing to say, you know what, we forgive you for this and this and this. We forgive you for lying. But you got to first admit that you were. Just thought I'd bring that subject. No reason brought that up. But I agree with Thomas Markle about forgiveness. I do agree with him about forgiving those that have done stuff to you. Because even in the end of the rainbow, at some point, if in fact Meghan walks back into the Markles' lives, will they forgive her? And will she forgive them? But to me, honestly, the forgiveness has to come from the family. They have to forgive her, because she's the villain. She's up. Oh, it's right here.
For Harry's return, if and when he does decide to come back.
I mean, Kinsey, I've never been to California, but I can only imagine the culture shock that Prince Harry has faced arriving there. This is a kid that has grown up in castles, went to Eton College.
Shouldn't he had a thought about that before he got on that plane talking about freedom? Shouldn't Harry had a thought about that before he got on a plane? He didn't listen to anyone. He's not listening. I'm sure his brother tried to talk him out of it. His father, his grandmother, his grandfather, they all tried to tell Harry, don't be an idiot. Don't leave. Don't run off with this Jezebel and become what you have become, a weak individual with this woman trying to build up her reputation. Because Harry, you already had a reputation. You already had it going on. You already had celebrity written all over you. As a matter of fact, you were put on a higher pedestal than the celebrities because you are royalty. Royalty put you in a different place than celebrities. And celebrities they admire Harry. But Harry then went over there to Montecito and drained all his popularity out. Now he's trying to figure out why the Tillman and War, they're protesting against it. I wonder why. Maybe it's your wife. Maybe it's the one that called the family racist. Maybe it's the book you wrote. Oh.
College, holidayed walking across, British country estates on horseback, playing polo.
Harry was doing his own thing. He was playing polo, going out with his friends, hanging out with the gang. Didn't have to worry about if he's going to have to pay this car note or not, or if he's going to have to pay the phone bill. No, all he has to do is push a number before, push a button. I'm going to go out, and someone just comes and gets him and takes him wherever he wants to go. But now he's under this spell of a woman, this cult-like situation where he is not even himself anymore. He's a lost puppy. Like Mia said, she feels sorry for him because of the way he looks. He doesn't even look like himself anymore. He's no more horseback riding. Now you got to go backyard and dig up them pipes and see if the pipes is stuck. And ain't no telling what kind of pipes he got going on over there in Montecito'ville because he's got a big house. And the bigger the house, the more the problems. And he didn't used to have to worry about that. According to Paula M., she said that they stay in another place. I believe that because Meghan needed to be closer to LA. She needs to be closer to her Hollywood friends. She thought getting closer to them would make her more popular. Now, Harry's lost in a fishbowl. He's over here in the United States, just lost. He's lost. He don't know if he's coming or going. He don't know if he's going left or right because she's telling him which way to go. And if he goes the wrong way, you're going to get a spanking, Harry, by your wife. She's going to spank you. No, she's taking full control over his life. And now wants all the people to love her. And I do believe hate on her husband. I believe there's a jealousy there with her and her husband, not with him, because he was famous before her. He was famous before her.
below shooting grouse and pheasants and deer. There isn't an awful lot of that happens in California. And of course, not many of his friends over there. It is plausible that he could be very lonely.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. And if you think about Prince Harry's life, 4 years ago, the man learned how to pay his phone bill. 4 years ago, his schedule was handed to him, and somebody else was managing his day. Somebody else was managing his money. And now he goes to bed every night with his head on the pillow, worrying about how he's going to pay the mortgage, how he's going to pay for security, and certainly how he's going to pay this incredible
real life issues, Harry. Real life issues that normal people have that you didn't have to worry about because you were a prince. But since she came into your world and just turned it into a tornado storm, now you got to pay your bills. Now you got to worry about paying your mortgage. You got to worry about where you're going to get your check from.
Well,
PR team.
I've got a suggestion. Stop spending the money then. I mean, it's as simple as that.
I mean, absolutely. That's a really quick solution. But all of a sudden, he has adult responsibilities that he wouldn't have had to have dealt with as the Duke of Sussex, working under the umbrella of the British royal family, pursuing that life of service. He has real responsibilities today, the kind that you and I struggle with.
I understand that anybody struggles with, but then, so what is the issue? What is the problem? Is she the problem?
Oh, amen. You are feisty this morning.
Okay. So this is where me and Kinsley, we don't see eye to eye because he's telling the truth. He just come out and said it. So who's the problem? Who's the issue? Who's the problem in this marriage? Who's been the problem? Who always come with the issues? She came with the issues. She came with the problems. She came with the issues. She started it out. And that's why he's asking that simple question. Whose fault is all of this? Where he's got to pay his own phone bill now. Put his own gas in his car. Go buy one. Instead of just picking one out. They ain't living that lifestyle. They're not living that lifestyle where they have chauffeurs coming and going 24 hours a day. No. They may have like a little bit of that going on. Oh, we need a car. Call the car service. He's got a call. Normally the palace would just call. How do you go from having no responsibilities to having them all at once? Because your woman has put you in a situation where you are now no longer a prince. Because of her own ambitions, because of her own personal needs and wants. So with that said, she put him in a situation where they have to now fend for themselves and struggle for themselves. Fix the pipes, get new AC units and stuff. He the one said he had pipe issues. If Meghan started making enough money, which she won't, she would leave him. Something would come up. She no longer needs, what does she need Harry for if she has the fame, the money, and the position? She doesn't have anything, the things that she wants right now. So Harry he has to stay within the fold. He has to stay with her until she reaches her peak, but she won't.
Morning. It's my favorite. That's why I wore this. That's the shirt. I wanted to match your audacity this morning.
And his tie.
Yeah, exactly. I do. I think that she has created a lot of roadblocks for him.
Look, she calls the shots. It's quite obvious. It's where her career is going, what she is interested in, who she wants around her. It's all about her.
See, that's what I'm saying. That right there, where he had to break it down to Kinsley, like she act like she didn't know. She's been following these two idiots for the last 6 or 7 years, and she wants to pretend like, oh, that was something negative to say, that it's her fault. Whose fault is it that they over here in the United States? Whose fault is it that they are over here in the United States playing Brand Me Meghan? Brand Me Meghan. You know, like he said it. It's her. Hello. Who brought him over here? Who put him in this situation? Who trashed his family on TV? Who told him to go along with that stupid stuff? I want to hear him say it again. Remind Kinsley what they're dealing with. Hello.
Think that she has created a lot of roadblocks for him.
Look, she calls the shots. It's quite obvious. It's where her career is going, what she is interested in,
where her career is going, where she mostly is interested in. It's all about her and her friends, new celebrity friends. It's all about Meghan and her new outfits. It's all about Meghan and her royal tours, fake royal tours. It's all about where Meghan is going. It has never been about Harry. Harry was used as a scapegoat. He was used as a pawn in her scheme of plans to say, okay, Harry, I'm going to use you for my own benefit. So I'm going to make you fall crazy in love with me, because that's what he did. I'm going to make you fall loony, cult-like in love with me. And then I'm going to pretend every other day that I'm going to divorce you, so you can be on pins and needles. So you can be scared that I may leave you, and then you'll give me what I want. It is a sick story. And the story starts and ends with her. And not only does it start and end with her, but she created this. This is her doing. She's in control. I control Harry. I control what he does, what he says, how he says it, and everything. I'm Queen Bee.
She wants around her. It's all about her.
And I mean, I'll give you an example to support your point. Prince Harry has always shied away from cameras, microphones, and attention. The Hollywood flashbulbs are not necessarily his desire, but Meghan is.
No, that's a poor excuse one. I'll give you some examples, because them examples ain't good enough. When Meghan went on the Oprah show, Kinsley, and said that they were racist, that was not in. Harry said he didn't want to talk about it no more. Well, Harry, you can't talk. You got to talk about it, because your Jezebel is talking about it. Oh, not only is she talking about it, she's telling Obed Scobie about it too, and making up names to believe that some people were in the back room talking about what color they non-existing kids is going to look like. We are yet to see what them two kids look like. No. This girl is ruthless. She's a psychopath. She's all about herself. She's all about branding herself. She's all about kicking her husband to the curb and making him feel inferior to her, where he lose all credibility from society. No one wants him to get this award. That's shocking. No, but Kinsley wants to talk about something else. Let's see what she done came up with.
Is actively pursuing that. She's got a brand new cooking show coming out on Netflix. We believe within this Netflix cooking show launch, we're also going to see the official launch of American Riviera Orchard. The only way to have a successful.
Oh, okay. So she's trying to hurry up and get these launches going before Netflix come out and say, it's over. And Lemonado, which nobody has ever heard of until she started digging them up. Yeah, she was digging up Lemonado. I need branding, Lemonado. I need your help. No one's here to brand me. Everybody in Hollywood has spit us out. Why, Meghan? Why is that the case? I don't know. I have no idea.
Launch in Hollywood. We have a lifestyle brand, a TV show, is media.
Yeah.
She's going to have to put herself out there. And those are the types of things Prince Harry dreads, avoids. And I doubt he enjoys that aspect
but
of their
Kinsey,
life.
I remember the time when we all loved Prince Harry. I really do. And I grew up, he's a bit younger than me. William's the same age as me, but he was always the lovable rogue, the party boy, the fun boy. I do think that there is still warmth deep down in British society for him.
I think he could turn it around. I think he could turn it around. As I say, he isn't so much the issue; she's the issue.
Well, he did write Spare.
Well, there is Spare.
He didn't write Spare. When did he write Spare? He wrote Spare after them, after they left. After they left, he wrote Spare. So to me, she wrote it. He did not write it. She wrote Spare. And I'm with him. It's her fault, ladies. Not that they're saying that it's not, but, Harry being accepted at home, he's far from that. He's far, 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 far away from that. Harry has got to get himself together as far as, is he going to be able to see his kids tomorrow? Did he put some of that money up for himself, or did he give her all his millions? Did he give her trust?
But Hugo Vickers' point is that if Harry comes back in 20 years, which it would be in 20 years, Prince Harry is not going to leave his children alone in the United States of America. There is no way. But he said Prince Harry will probably be...
Right. He is not leaving his kids over here in the United States. What prince would do that? What man would do that? What man would leave their kids in the care of her? If anything, I would be more worried, more concerned about her having the kids and me not having. So Harry put himself in a situation where he can't leave. Harry put himself in a situation where he can't get out of this.
Resentful over the fact, and that the UK, Hugo said, does need to be nice to him. And I don't know if your viewers would agree with that point, but Vickers saying specifically that people need to be nice to him because he won't particularly want to be back in the UK.
Gosh, who will care in 20 years' time? We'll all have moved on. I'll be dead. We'll be,
He said, why would we care? We'll all be gone by then in 20 years. I will not have this channel talking about Harry. That's for sure. Oh, no. I've been to shut this down. Because Meghan is fading. She's fading in the wind. But when she comes out with this Jamathon and this Netflix and this Lemonado, it's just going to be a trip. It is. It's not going to look good for her. It's not, because she's so desperate to become. That's all we see. That's all this gentleman is saying. Isn't this all about Meghan? Isn't this all about her and what she wants? Let's hear it again. Now they're starting to talk about it.
that point, but Vickers saying specifically that people needed to be nice to him because he won't particularly want to be back in the UK.
Gosh, who will care in 20 years' time?
ask.
We'll all moved, we'll be dead. We'll be,
Stop
you know.
it.
But why would we care? It's like Edward and Mrs. Simpson. They went off to Paris or whatever, and when he died, they then started going to his funeral and whatever. It was as if it didn't matter anymore.
There it is.
I think if he came back with his tail between his...
It doesn't matter anymore. Wallace Simpson didn't come over here. She wasn't trying to brand herself. She wasn't trying to be next to Hollywood and try to be with all these celebrities on the backs of being a royal. No. She was an American that married him, probably wasn't that in love with him, but they still got married. But I didn't hear about her trying to brand herself or to be branded. Nutty Buddies and jelly. And tea with mushrooms and lead in it. This is her legacy. Meghan, the Nut Buddy biscuits is her legacy. And it's sad because it could have been something totally different.
His legs and did a mea culpa. The British people could welcome him back into the fold. That's my opinion. What amuses me is the thought that the King's grandchildren have probably got accents not dissimilar to yours, Kinsey, which is still just blows my mind.
I'm sure that they're absolutely precious. Unfortunately, we never get to see them, so I don't know. But I bet
that's a
Yep, never get to see him. Never gets to see him at all. Up with one more video. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up with one more video, okay? Honey?
Joining me now is broadcaster and commentator Dee Dunleavy. Thank you so much for joining us. So Prince William is said to have banned his brother Prince Harry from ever returning to the royal fold. That's according to British royals expert Hilary Fordich, who says to this day, after the release of Spare and that Netflix series, as well as everything else that Harry's done, it's Prince William who adamantly refuses to even speak to his brother. Dee, look, this is hardly surprising. Why on earth would they ever want Harry back into the fold?
William has spoken. William has spoken. He has said that it's over. It's over for Harry. There's no reconciliation. There's no coming back over here to the fold. There's nothing. It's over. It's done. Why would it be anything other than that? He can't trust his brother and never will ever be able to again. He doesn't trust Harry and will never be able to ever trust Harry again. He won't. There's no trust. There's no trust. You can love him. I'm sure William loves his brother, but he doesn't trust his brother, and therefore he doesn't want his brother near him or near his family. She's up.
She's up.
Okay, good.
I'm going to give her some more.
So I don't think she needs any. You can give her chicken nuggets.
Or involuntary manslaughter.
Sorry, guys. I was just sitting here talking to myself, thinking I was talking to you guys. Honey. So I want to know if you had the opportunity to be rich, famous, or where you are right now, which would you pick? I would want to be rich. I don't want to famous, maybe, but I mean, I'd rather just be rich. Just quiet, rich. See, I could have been I would have did just what the queen wanted me to do. I wouldn't have been over here trying to be a nutty buddy person and trying to scheme and scam off the royal name. Now, this next segment is about Alec Baldwin when he shot the gun. Let's go ahead and listen to what they're saying.
Over a fatal shooting on the set of Western movie Rust has begun. The Hollywood A-lister was pointing a gun at cinematographer Helena Hutchins during a rehearsal in 2021 when it fired a live round, of course, killing her and wounding the movie's director. Dee Dee, he could actually face jail time if he's found guilty by the jury.
Yeah, he could. And I think this trial is going to be a lot less Hollywood juicy than people are actually expecting. I think it's going to be quite dry and technical because a lot of the evidence is going to, and the discussion, I think, in the case is going to revolve around the gun that was used, because Alec Baldwin insists that he didn't fire the gun. He didn't pull the trigger, I beg your pardon, that he only cocked the gun. And his defence team say that the gun had been modified, somehow filed down. The FBI tested it and they said, no, it fired absolutely normally. But in the FBI doing their testing, they destroyed the gun. Therefore, there is no evidence to prove whether or not this gun, there are some photographs, I believe, but there's no actual gun to look at
They destroyed
to determine
the gun.
whether he did actually fire it or whether he did just pull the trigger back. So I think it will be very technical, and I think that it is a question that's going to be very difficult to answer. I suspect that he may end up being cleared of these charges, and I think the only thing that we can be sure of is that he should be treated like any other person. He shouldn't be given any special privilege in this particular case because he's a celebrity.
No, I completely agree with you. It'll be interesting to see what the jury finds. Dee Dee Dunleavy, good to speak with you.
Well, guys, it has been a pleasure hanging out with you. Thank you so much for your love and your support. It means so much to me. Thank you. And to all the YouTubers out there to have your channel, and no, this is not as easy as it seems, but I hope you guys are, doing well on your stations and stuff. And I know I appreciate each and every one of my subscribers. They are the reason why I exist and why I come on here and the reason why I want to. So I really do appreciate that. It's definitely not the money. I have raised $300 and in a year and a half. But I have 6,000 subscribers, which I am so happy about. I'm going to take that money and buy me a mic. So I know you guys complain about the echo sometimes in my house. So I'll get a mic with that. But thank you guys for joining me for the Mimi Show. I hope I see you tomorrow on my live with Victoria. I'm so excited about her being here and her being a part of the show. So have a wonderful evening and kisses to all of you.